So the CPI report came in and it came in less.
How come?
That's right, less than what we thought it was. Now, we all know what the CPI report does. It shows exactly what's going on with inflation that month. I know some of you are looking at the inflation and you want rates to come up so prices can come down. I get that, but this is actually good news. This is good news. We want inflation to come down, but the only way that inflation will come down is the Fed is going to have to continue to raise rates at some level. So what does that mean? Does that mean that we will get a 0.5 Fed increase? I would say yes. There's no way that the Fed will decide not to do a rate increase at all, because what they're doing on numbers, on paper, is working. So they won't change that. And don't forget, guys, I have a Christmas sale going on, 40% off for my real estate investing beginner course. Check it out. I will have it in the description. Also, I will have it pinned in the comment section. But let's jump right into this, guys. It says consumer prices rose less than expected in November, up 7.1% from a year ago. Now, 7.1 is the number that everybody uses to determine. So we're just gonna use 7.1 was the number for November. So October was 7.7%. So you can see a decrease of 0.6%, guys. Now, like I said, that is good. But if you watch my other videos, you remember me saying that the easiest point of getting inflation down will be that 8% down to the 6%. But once we get past that 6%, it's going to be a struggle. So we have a lot further to go. Look, I'm happy that inflation is going down, that it went down to 7.1%. But I think it's still a little bit higher if you get rid of the CPI report. But let's just use the CPI report. And the CPI report is saying 7.1% for November. That is good because that's extra money in people's pockets. No matter how you cut it, that will be extra money that someone won't have to spend on gas, on food, on other things that inflation is going to push up.
Inflation, increased taxation.
But will that, this is the thing, but will that make a major dent or hit? That is the question. Will it make a big dent in the housing market? Because that's what most people want to know.
That's right.
Not really. I mean, that's just the truth. Like, we're not going to sugarcoat this. Not really, because yes, it does knock it down. And yes, will rates come down a little bit further? Yes, I believe that they will. But will it really change? You have to remember, this is the slow season of the housing market. Things won't pick back up until we get really into the thick of it, which will be, February, the springtime season. So when we get around that, that's when everything is going to pick back up. CPI rose 0.2% on a month and 6% on an annual basis compared to respective estimates of 0.3% and 6.1%. But here's the really big key, guys. Stocks roared higher following the report as investors look for signs that runaway inflation is going down, basically. So look, this is what blows my mind. Guys, this is why this is important, because you have to look at everything.
Everything.
I will repeat this over and over and over. You have to see the big picture to focus in on the picture that you want to see. And stocks being so thirsty, thirsty for any little tiny, itty bitty little type of news, they're gonna shoot up 300 points off of 0.6% inflation going down. Does that mean that we're back? Remember, guys, we are trying to get, the Fed themselves said 2%. We're trying to get to 2%.
Maybe so, sir. But not today.
Now, I don't know about you, but 7.1% to 2%, that sounds like a very, very, very far way to go. And I know what everybody's saying.
Oh, next year inflation will get back down to 2%.
Show me. Show me. That's what I'm saying. Show me how that's going to happen in a year, unless there's some type of an event that just happens and the American consumer just stops spending altogether. But at the rate that we're seeing consumer spending going, with all of these credit card companies allowing and loosening credit restrictions so that people can spend more and more, especially during this holiday season. Why would credit card companies not take advantage of a situation and say, you know what?
We know Americans don't want to spend the money that they are trying to save. Let's go ahead and give them some loose credit.
Let's give them some credit that is easy to apply for, easy to get approved for, and just give them money and money and money. Hey, our interest rates are the same. Actually, they're higher. They're higher, and we don't really need everybody to make the payments. It seems like we're setting ourselves up for a situation that's going to be considered unexpected. That's how it always happens.
That one makes me think.
And early next year sometime, there will be some unexpected thing that was actually expected that we saw a long time ago, like this credit situation. Next thing you know, 6 months, 8 months from now, it's going to be, wow, credit defaults are so high. I wonder why that is. Oh, that's right. Easy credit to people who didn't deserve the credit. You are giving loose restrictions so that you can make more money.
This is America.
You see how this is going, guys? When you look at a big picture like this, it doesn't look like we're just out of the water. I am not crapping on the parade here. I am happy inflation is going down. But you have to really look at the big picture. And the big picture says we have a far way to go.
That's way too long.
Way too long.
Now, the funny thing about this is that inflation is going down, but do you think wages are going up? No, they're still stagnant. Look at that. Wow, inflation going down, because remember, the excuse was inflation is so high that we can't pay you guys more money. Wow, we can't pay you more. But as inflation going down, guess what's still flatline, guys? You got it, wages. Wages are still stagnant, not moving. Inflation adjusted average hourly earnings for workers rose 0.5% for the month, though they were still down 1.9% from a year ago. Look at that. Look at that. They're using inflation to give you a raise. Hey guys, inflation is going down, so that's your raise. There you go. That's your raise, but we're actually not going to give you a raise. You're going to spend less at the grocery store. That's your raise. That's the stuff that I'm talking about, that it's still not changing. And I believe this is all going to snowball into an event that doesn't help you at the end of the day. Let's take a look at this chart here. It's a CPI chart that basically tells you it going up and down. And as you can see, it was down, and then it just shot up through the roof in April. And then it was 9%. Now we're at 8.2. And then now we're all the way in October. It is going down. Then you can actually see less food and energy, which is insane. Why would it be less food and energy? That's what people use. Cooling inflation will boost markets and take pressure off the Fed for raising rates. That's what most banks want. That's what most businesses want, is for the Fed to stop raising rates. But I continue to say this. Rates will continue to be raised. There's no way the Fed is just going to say,
You know what? We're not going to raise rates anymore, because as soon as they stop raising rates, inflation's going to skyrocket.
So rates will continue to be raised. It may not be raised as aggressively as a 0.75% or 1%, but it will continue to go up. So I still think that rates will still push up and values will still come down. So let's see exactly what the Fed will do. I think it's going to be 0.5%. They're going to do 50 basis points in my prediction. That's what they have kind of stuck to, that if everything was going right, then they were going to do that. And so I believe that the Fed is going to follow his word and do 0.5%, guys. So once again, guys, you won't get all of your information from watching this one video. Your financial news, housing, get into your first rental property, not just from this one video. Make sure you watch this video too to help you get more information, and I promise you, you'll be more informed. See you in the next one. Thanks.